Hello and welcome to the Away Day Review Show. The clue's in the name, right? We review the away day from every Premier League club. Look, we are nearly there. We've only got 3 shows to go. So, who's it this week, Tom?
How's a little clicky thing?
Go on. Wolverhampton Wanderers. There it is. And it's an away day show that talks about everything apart from the football.
You
and
lucky
look,
bunch.
by the way, we want to say thank you to Aston Villa fans who seemed to have loved...
That on the Wolves show.
Oh, right. We're not allowed to say that.
Well, they did love it though, which was nice.
Yeah, they did love it. And you know what? They're a huge club and it shows in the views. So Wolves fans, if you want to boost this video up, it would truly help. If you don't get as many as Villa, all we can say is you're the smaller club.
I think they were saying, like, can Wolves compete with us for views? And we said, well, we'll leave it up to them. Hi-ho and all that for both sides. I don't know who said it first.
But look, we don't talk about the football match.
No.
And that is just as well. Like, for instance, with Villa, we got pummeled and they finished, well, they're 4th at the moment in the table. Who knows? Wolves could go above them. Yeah. Wolves, we got the win, but we're not talking about the football. We talk about everything else bar the football, including the following categories, Tom.
Yeah, we'll talk about the car park and how we get up there and where we park and all that good stuff. The pre-match away pub, if there is one, Villa fans. Then the walk from there to the ground. Then we go to the wow factor, don't we? Which is basically a fan that's never been to said ground. Yeah. And they talk about that feeling when they first see it. The view from your seat, from the away end. We talk about Pint and the prices and the quality of that. The noise from the home fans. Yeah. And then the value for money at the end. And then, we've got loads of categories that we whack them in, and then you go into Carol Vorderman mode and we work out where you are. Yeah, so this is what the tier list looks like then. And it's a list that has got a number of categories, and this is how we basically score it. So we've got Thing of Beauty, which is obviously 10 points, and then 6 categories that go down to 0 points. So we're going to be ranking each of those categories. And this is how the league table looks at the moment. Good. And some people will be looking at it thinking, what? Why are they there? Hold your horses. We're going to be recalibrating it before the last one, which will be Chelsea away. Before that, we're going to be resorting, and then because we've been to see them all, so we can make a fair judgment, can't we? Yeah, we will say that it's not kind of fair if you're at the start, and then it's easier to compare at the end. So we'll definitely recalibrate it. And there's maybe a few that some people maybe it gets in their head the result and the day in general, Man United, and so sometimes we have to recalibrate because some people go a little bit over the top, Man United. So we will look at maybe changing a few Man United and see how we get on. But at the moment it's shaping up all right. But there's always context, as we'll go on to. Sometimes you get a midweeker like this one, for example, which does have to play in weather and all that stuff. So we try and do as best we can.
Tiggs gave 10 points to the wow factor for a stadium where you basically get a free shower. I mean, what is going on?
Can you tell we won 3-0?
Can you tell we won 3-0? Right, let's do our first category then, and that is car parking. Now, drives to the Midlands or the Black Country are always relatively easy, I've got to say. This one was a bit longer though, wasn't it? Traffic was a bit rank.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Do you remember? We were doing all these like transport AFC Bournemouth players pun games on the way just to fill our time because we ran out of things to say to each other.
Yeah, we did. It was tough, wasn't it? It was. Yeah, the traffic was really bad, wasn't it? I don't know if it was because it was a midweek. And
Taxi Gradle
was. What was the other really good?
Jan Calm again.
Oh, God. Mo Pedial.
Was there one that did a go-kart one as well?
Yeah, there was a few in there that were good. Go back and watch that. Brilliant content. But it was. I don't know if it was because it was a midweek. It was a Wednesday night, wasn't it? That affected the traffic and stuff. But it's not Wolves' fault. And but the car parking. To be fair, we'll go on to the pub, and the pub that we kind of get. You can park there quite comfortably.
Yeah, that's right.
I booked it before.
It's like a Premier Inn car park, and it only costs about £6, which is fine. Not overly bad.
Loads of room, quite comfortable. To be fair,
quite quick to get out. That's what I would say.
So to be fair, if we were just going on parking, I think it was really good. So I'm going to go happy enough on parking, mate.
Happy, mate. That's a high rating. Though.
I think regardless of we've got to remember this isn't the pub, but if you can park at the pub you're going to, and then it's short distance, it's easy to get out.
Okay.
Pretty good.
All right, fair play.
Let's keep them in the video because we've got a few more categories.
Yeah. Okay. So the pub itself, then, it's the Blue Brick. It's a table pub. Tom, take that off.
Oh, not allowed to wear hats in that pub.
You weren't allowed to wear them in the Yenton at Villa, but you wore it anyway.
Hey.
Rule breaker. But the pub's all right. I mean, one thing we didn't do, which we did the previous time, is book a table. which means you're almost like handcuffed into eating a full-blown meal, which we didn't do. And I think we may have had some snacks there, but we had a table on the pub side, and it was all right. We chatted to a number of fans from all over, including Eric from Holland.
Yeah, Feyenoord fan.
Yeah, he was nice to chat to, and a load of other fans as well. It was great.
It's fine. The problem is I spoke to a Wolves fan last season, because we went there last season, and kind of said, is there any other, it doesn't feel like there's any alternatives. So there isn't. It's really bad for away fans, which is fine. So it isn't the best. It's not what I'd pick for an away pub. It's a restaurant-y kind of vibe. As you say, table. It's not ideal. I feel like, I don't know if it's because, because there might be a reason for it if they've had trouble in the past with away fans. You feel like you're being treated like a bit of a criminal. Yeah. There's the hat thing, but I remember, you go into the restaurant bit, which is the other side, and then you walk across and they're like, where are you going? There's security everywhere, and you think, it's like Bournemouth. But I don't like it. All right. I like the fact that you can barter, but crap that's the only option, in my opinion. Don't you agree? Yeah, go on, what are you going for? Is it just rubbish? No, I don't think it's just rubbish. Okay, not the best. Not the best. Not the best. Yeah, I think that's fair, yeah. So in terms of walk to the ground, you go out the blue brick, you turn left, you sort of go up this little hill, you walk under an aqueduct or something, and really it's actually quite a quick walk, really. We're talking like 10 or 15 minutes to get to Molineux, so in terms of distance, it's all right. And look, it's not overly scenic, but walk to the ground, it's actually quite quick. Yeah, it's not too bad, to be fair. You can't argue too much. It's one of them ones that, it's not unbelievably scenic and a lovely walk, but it's not too far. It's quite comfy, quite easy to do. I think it's quite easy to put this in above average. Yeah. Do you agree? Yeah. Whack it in there. I think it's fine, to be fair. So yeah, I'll go with that. Right then, next we have the wow factor, which is where you have a fan that's never been to the ground before, and we hear what they've got to say about it, and they score it out of 10. To do it this week, we've got Jamie, who had his say.
It's Jamie, and this is my away day review of Wolves, Molineux. Walking up to the ground, I thought it was a lot more modern than I thought it would look, and I really liked that look. It just looked like a nice stadium from the outside. Walking up, I really liked the seats we had, and maybe it's just because it was quite a nice night, but I liked the view of seeing Wolves, and the pitch also, even though we were quite high up, we still got a really good view of the pitch. At half time, I really enjoyed, and this is why it's going to bump my rating up a bit, they had Madry on tap, and that's one of my favourite beers, so that obviously bumped up the rating. And also, just before the game, they play, I think it's Hi Ho Silver Lining, which is up there with Blowing Bubbles from West Ham, and obviously Villa as well, who's seen the same song, with some of my favourite songs that teams play before games. And I've always wanted to hear it live, and it was, even though it was a Tuesday night and obviously meaningless game also, it sounded really good, and it was just one of those things that I wanted to hear once in my life. So for that reason, I think I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
So there we go. Jamie is going 8 out of 10 for that. A very high score. And look, you know what I like about that is that he didn't just do the wow factor. He sort of delved into a few more things, but he did emphasise that he loved the stadium and the way it looked as well. So look, wow factor. And look,
I think from the outside it is a... Yeah, I like Molineux, a nice ground. Yeah.
And it's how you feel as you approach it, and that's what he felt. So fair play, Jamie. Thank you so much for that. And next we're going on to the view, the view from your seat. And it depends. Like, I've seen games at Wolves where if you're taking large numbers, you actually get the side of the pitch. And you've been there before in the Championship, I think. But we were in the stand behind the goal, which was, I mean, a decent view.
Much better. Yeah, much better. I think I remember going on the side I think it was when we got promoted, actually, the first time round. And it was a great day because we won quite late in that game. But in terms of the view, I never like it as much on the side. This time, obviously, like you say, we sat quite far back. Yeah. I really like the view. It's really good, yeah. I really like it. I think it's ideal because you're looking down on it, but you're not too far away, like Newcastle, for example. But I do quite like the view. I'm going to go strong for the view, I think. Go on. I'm going to go 8. 8? Yeah, wow. I think I like the view. God, this is turning out to be really, they're doing better than I thought they were. Interesting. Yeah, they are. Right then, next we're going to go on to Pie and a Pint. And what we do at the start of the season, we check the Daily Mirror's Pie and a Pint ratings. They did an article, basically, where they list the prices, and we, of course, we independently verify them to see exactly where they are. And Wolves, for the price of a pie,
£4.50 this season. It's gone up. Last season, it was £4, so it has gone up for the price of a pie. For a price of a pint, Tom, can you remember what you paid? Well, I can tell you. It was £5.
It was £5, but it was Madry.
It was Madry, and it hadn't gone up from last season, so that was quite good.
If you offer me, right, you're going to an away game, you're paying a £5 for a pint, I go, what is it? If you went Madry, I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
30p cheaper than Villa.
Oof, sorry, Villa. Who really started hi-ho? Yeah, I think it was all right. I don't think there was anything spectacular about it, but I think it was okay. So,
the pie. You know what? I had a pie.
Did you have one? Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I had.
Oh, hello. Oh, say no deal.
It wasn't best.
I think I remember.
It was a little bit like
you saying
the pastry. I like it where it's got that little bit of Christmas, but it's really claggy in the mouth, and it wasn't actually that tasty.
I'm starting to get these like flashbacks now of being like, oh, we're playing well. It sounds like this pie member for the away days.
Yeah.
So maybe we have to. So originally, before you said the pie thing, I was going to go above average. Now you've said the pie thing.
That pie thing's bringing it down. I'm sorry, because it wasn't the best. But they had a few flavours. But the one I had was perhaps it was standing there for a long time. Maybe I'd said that, rough deal. But look. We can only get
not the best.
Not the best.
Yeah, no, I think that's fine. It was between the two. If the pie was crap, the pie was crap.
Right, on to the noise then.
The what?
The
what?
I'm talking about the noise that the Wolves fans made. Obviously they sing Hi-Ho Silver Lining. Not as loud as Villa.
Why? You didn't need to do that. And you're wearing purple. I've got to be honest. It's really underwhelming. I think this is. I was just about to say, this is the one. Are you going to take the words out of my mouth? This is the one where we delve into game stake.
Yeah.
Because it's important. And listen, for Wolves fans, the reason Villa did so well, and Villa fans put it, to be fair, they had just done really well in Europe. They were going to be buzzing.
And also, I think, we talk about what happens within the match, but also it's the importance of the game. And
this game had nothing on it, really.
So if, for instance, we played Villa earlier in the season where Champions League was, maybe just a pipe dream, then it probably wouldn't have been as loud. And for this game, it was effectively a dead rubber. They had a little bit of needle because it was the whole Gary O'Neill thing, but their fans were not vocal whatsoever, I thought. But we did outplay them in that first half.
That's what I was going to say. I think, this is the one where we have to go into the pitch a little bit, just to be fair, really. And we're not saying that... I've actually been... Because I've been to Wolves a few times, and it can be really, really good.
Yeah.
But we've just got to go off this game. There's nothing we can do about that. And unfortunately for them, it was a bit of a dead rubber. And that first half, we absolutely murdered them. I couldn't believe it was only 1-0. And then... The only time I remember them, we were talking through the games going, they haven't sang a song, was VAR. Yeah. And I get it because, listen, we ate it. And if we ate it, then Wolves do, because Wolves have probably had
they've had the worst of
those. The worst of it, of any team, actually. So I totally appreciate that. And they found their voice when a few decisions went their way, which I totally get.
Yeah.
Chanting about VAR and the Premier League and stuff, which I get. But apart from that, they were really poor. I just felt, I don't know if Wolves fans agree, and we're the same, and I suppose a lot of clubs are. I felt like they kind of needed their fans because they were playing really poorly.
Yeah.
And they kind of needed them to give them a lift, and I don't think they did. Like, I felt that Wolves, because I always think Wolves fans are quite good.
Yeah.
And I felt they went missing.
You know the one thing that I'm
but they did get outplayed.
Really, really glad didn't happen? That they took the lead and their fans would have sang it, and you'd have sang this. Gary O'Neill, he left because you're shit. They would have 100% sang that. 100%.
Is that still the case? I'd certainly enjoy the football more. Let's not get into it.
No.
But no, listen, I think game stake is important here, just to reiterate, because this is going to get a poor rating because I've got to go off the game. And I wrote it down on my notes because I always think, I might forget. It was absolutely appalling. It was one of the worst. I put one of the worst. So I'm going to leave it to you.
Look, they were resigned because of VAR. It's not just can't score this.
Okay,
I don't think. I think it's just rubbish.
Yeah, no, I probably would sway to that.
There are in-game factors that affect that, but we cannot help that. Okay?
We go to Wolves that season early when there's a lot of game stake. It wouldn't shock me if they're right up there, because I know they are sometimes. But we've got to go on this game, mate. And it felt like a bit of an end of season one.
Yeah.
And when it feels that way, the players need to get you involved. And luckily for us, our players did, because we performed well on the night. And their players didn't. I know they had a few key players out, which didn't help them. They improved a bit second half, but it was good.
Value for money then, finally, on the ratings. You know what, Tom? This is one thing that really confuses me, right? And I don't know what's going on here, but when we were walking just outside the ground, there was this programme vendor.
Right. Yeah.
And he said, programmes, £6. And I just walked past, I was like, Tom, did you just say £6?
I remember you doing it, yeah.
But we've been doing a load of research. I've texted Dan, who's a Wolves fan. He's like, I'm pretty sure it's around £4.50. I swear this guy says £6. I was like, is he doing a cheeky here?
Yeah,
what was going on?
I'm not going to... I don't know, after doing a bit of research, I haven't seen that again, so I'm going to go off the fact that maybe he was doing that. So I don't think it's fair to go 2 in on Wolves on
Unless
that.
like, does 6 sound like 4? No. I
weird.
swear he said 6.
But yeah, maybe it was something different that we got. Because most of the things, it seems to be like £4, £4.50, something like that. So, yeah, I think like you say, you didn't get value for money for your pie.
I didn't, but the beer price was fine.
Beer was decent for what it is as well. I mean, sometimes some grounds you're paying more for, in my opinion, a worse beer. So...
I did buy a drink in the Blue Brick, which cost me about £7 something.
I think I know what I want to do.
And the price of parking's okay.
Yeah, I think I know what I want to do.
Go on.
I was going to say not the best.
Yeah, not the best.
Fair?
Yeah, not the best. And you know what?
Do you want to calculate?
I've done the maths already.
Jesus.
You know how many points it's going to
be?
We're going to bring up the league table now, and we can tell you.
I reckon then
It's level with 2 teams.
Has it got 44?
Nottingham Forest and Everton, 44 points. And that means that we pick ourselves.
I know what I want to do.
Put them bottom of that.
No.
Put them in the middle of that?
Yeah.
Between Forest and Everton. Why?
I just try and go, if you said to me...
Actually, the view at Everton's not great.
If you said to me, cup game.
Yeah.
Right? You've either got Forest, Wolves or Everton away. I'll go, please be Forest.
Yeah.
Pubs are better and all that good stuff. And we always win there, by the way, Wolves fans. Don't take it to heart because it's our playground. If you went, no, you can't go Forest. It's either Everton or Wolves away.
How is it that Forest...
I'd rather Wolves. It's less distance, which is not Everton's fault.
How is it that Forest
is that
are the same amount as Wolves? That's not right.
Yeah, Forest are much better away, don't it?
Here, so what's going on here? Is it the wow factor that
wow
Jamie's just screwed up here?
Walk's a bit of a pain.
Yeah, true.
And I think, I've got a feeling that we'll have to look back at it, but one of the part of the pipe was really disappointing on that day. So that's probably why it's brought it down. But Forest is, I'm just being honest, Forest away is miles better than Wolves away. But I personally prefer Wolves away to Everton.
Yeah, I agree.
So do you think in the middle's fair for the time being?
Yeah, middle diddle's absolutely fine then. So there we go.
It's kind of where I expected Wolves to be. I thought, I mean, it's kind of like their season, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've done all right.
There we go then. 44 it is. But look, Wolves fans, mid-table... mediocrity. That's fine. We'll take it, right?
Yeah.
Of course you will.
It's almost, I'll tell you what it is like.
Go on.
It's all right, but it's underwhelming. It's Gary O'Neill.
What? Like and subscribe if you want to. What's the point?
It's true. You're wearing claret. What 2 more? We got a couple more to get on there. So Arsenal and then Chelsea.
Yeah, and we're going to put those ones next week. But before the last one, we're going to recalibrate the table because we don't think the table is right. We'll have chance to then compare it because like Man United, 10 for wow factor. You kidding me? Nah. There's a few that we're just not overly convinced by. So we're going to be making a few adjustments and then we're going to put Chelsea in. So look, Newcastle aren't safe at the top. West Ham might not be bottom. Who knows?
Yeah, no, you're right. Every time I look at this, when you get us up when we did away day show, I just go, oh, poor Sheffield United. I mean, can they catch a break? I mean, but it's terrible, isn't it? But don't worry about that. I mean, yeah, it might change. West Ham staying bottom. It might change. No one's going below West Ham. I don't know what Chelsea would have to do to finish below West Ham. West Ham is terrible. But yeah, let us know, Wolves fans. We try to be honest, and we do get it. It wasn't ideal for Wolves. I do feel that midweek. Game that didn't mean much. It's not ideal for them. So, and it's one that I'm not going to be like buzzing about, but I'm not disappointed that we've got Wolves away next season. That's quite good. But I don't mind Wolves away. I would give us another. If you know any more, like I said, when I spoke to a Wolves fan, that flies don't matter. When I did speak to a Wolves fan, he said you've got no other options in the Blue Brick. If you do know any that are away, even just away friendly, but because we don't like going to ones that they go, you got to cover up, like undercover, but. Another option because it feels like we've only got one option, which I never like because most don't do that. But what we'll say, Wolves fans, even though we've gone a bit claret and stuff, at least you've got an away pub.
Claret and blue.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but look at that. That's a bit Wolvesy, isn't it?
Yeah, well done there, mate. Yeah, so make sure you subscribe. Look, there's going to be a Chelsea preview out tomorrow, and then we're going to get on to the final 2 away day shows next week. So be sure to check them out, press the bell, and we'll tell you when they're on. Until the next video, up the chest, up the Wolves.
Up the Irola Ball.
Wolves.
Up the Wolves.
Up the Wolves. their nickname?
Yeah, is that their nickname?
Yeah, Wolves.
Wolverhampton nickname.